Welcome to Becoming a Writer podcast, where writing inspiration is served fresh in 20 minutes or less every fourth Saturday. I am Rubina Gauri Gomes, and together we'll learn how to explore, experiment with, and express our writer selves. If this speaks to your writing journey, give the podcast a listen. If you enjoy it, I'd love for you to leave a review so others can find it too. Don't forget to share your suggestions or questions through the form in the show notes, and let's grow this community together. You can find more conversations like this and download your free Writer's Mental Toolbox PDF at rubinagomes.substack.com. Now grab a cup of your favorite drink and let's have a quick chat. Hello my writer friends, Rubina here, and welcome to our conversation number 49. Today we are going to talk about the moment I realized that becoming a writer wasn't about endless learning, but about slowly becoming the person who writes. One of the downfalls of my initial learning about writing phase was that there was no end to how deep I was falling. The more I learnt, the more I kept learning. The more I read, the more I kept reading. Learning is a lifetime pursuit, but when done with no finish line, there will be no end to it. Another side effect of this constant learning was realizing how much of a beginner I was. There was so much to know in the art, craft, and business of writing, and I knew nothing. It felt as if someone dropped a mountain on my head, and I had to dig myself out. I felt so overwhelmed and stuck. Then came a time when I realized that I completely missed out the point of it all. I had to become someone who writes. I could know about all the plotting styles out there. I could make the character sketches. I could learn how to understand the market and the readers to better position myself. I could learn about email marketing and social media engagement. But all that is of no use if I wasn't writing. I realized the real battle wasn't figuring out what to write or how to write it. The real battle is becoming and identifying myself as a writer. The real work of transforming from a non-writer to a writer mindset is in doing the inner work. It's in accepting where you are at the moment and using it as the foundation to grow into your dream writer self. It is in changing your thoughts, beliefs, and behavior in support of your ideal writer self. As you do this inner work, slowly you evolve into her. And how is it that you become your ideal writer self? By casting votes in her favor. This is a lesson I learned from James Clear's Atomic Habits. In the book, Clear shares a simple two-step process. 1. Decide the type of person you want to be. And 2. Prove it to yourself with small wins. I wanted to become someone who writes, so that answers the first part. All I had to do now was prove to myself that I am a writer through small wins. So as consistently as life would allow me, I write. It doesn't matter what I write. The word count doesn't matter, nor does the time spent writing. I simply show myself that I am a writer by showing up and writing as much as sustainably and healthily possible for me. I keep the outcome aside and just aim to be the writer I am by engaging in the act of writing as much as I can. Every essay I write is a vote. Every podcast episode I share is a vote. Every page I add to my manuscript is a vote. Every time I return to the work after an unavoidable break, I vote for the writer I believe myself to be. This builds up my inner artist's trust in me to make her dreams of becoming a writer real. The point of casting votes is less about turning it into a consistency or productivity system, and more about taking the actions that reinforce your writer identity. This means It's okay if you don't write every day. I have had months go by without writing a single word because of my ill health. Missing out on so many days of not writing doesn't mean I have stopped being a writer. Casting votes isn't a test you have to pass to earn the identity. It is the evidence you use to strengthen the identity you have already chosen. Each word you write, whenever you write it, is evidence that you are a writer. Becoming a writer is more about you having faith in the future image of yourself and trying to recreate it in this present moment. Anytime you are stuck or feel lost or overwhelmed on your writer journey, ask yourself this simple question. What would my ideal writer self do in this moment? She is way wiser and more skilled than you are, and she'll guide you towards the right action. All you have to do is follow her lead. In a world that burns itself, waiting for permission and validation from others to feel worthy, give that permission and validation to yourself. You decide for yourself that you are a writer whose words are worth reading, and take the actions necessary to prove that to yourself. Well, that's it for today. Until next time, keep writing, my friend. Thank you for catching up with me today. I hope you found some inspiration to help you grow a deeper relationship with your writer self. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and drop a review. You can also share any suggestions or questions with me through the form in the show notes. You can find more conversations like this and download your free Writer's Mental Toolbox PDF at rubinagomes.substack.com. That's a wrap for now. See you later.